how at least one Chicago resident, a Chicagoan by birth, mind you, responded to that claim by Mayor Johnson. And also, before we get into this, just keep this in mind, y'all. Mayor Johnson has an approval rating somewhere around less than that of Congress. Congress's approval rating is probably 20%, something like that. I believe his is around 14%. So they like in the same range, right? That's his approval rating among his own people. Let's go ahead and take a look at what this Chicago constituent of Mayor Johnson said. It's a response to him saying that he's going to be representing her in Washington.
Hello, all. And as the selected mayor, I'm going to bring this scripture to you. This is starting with James 3:1, because you are the son of a pastor. And I'm quite sure you should be well aware of this. That states, not many of you should become teachers, because your brothers, since you know that you will be judged more severely. So just so that you acknowledge that while you're getting up there on that little pulpit, podium, whatever you call it, and want to claim out these all racist and prejudice and everything else that is going against you, that you know that we also are speaking as well. Next on my bullets, indoctrination versus education. Let's go with that one. And social studies teacher. Dismantle the Board of Education is a problem for you, but yet you all want to indoctrinate these kids? Let's talk about that. Next, let's go to Raleigh, North Carolina, since you're acknowledging politicians. Back when there was a Willis Grave, 1898, that ran for the House of Representatives. Then a couple of days later, the Democrats had the audacity to burn down black newspaper companies.
All right.
Oh, that sounds like something good. Now, let's go to the next one on your executive order, 2023-16, where you want to make fearful of the black people that we going to be deported. Let's go to the 13th and the 14th Amendment. Social studies teacher. Now, next, let's go on to the Black Massacre in 1917, when people had migrated from the South to the 3 states up here in North. Why did they migrate? Massacre of blacks. You don't talk about that in your social studies, do you? Well, I'm going to scroll on down some more here, because when you go to Washington, D.C., let's talk about you don't represent Chicago. We represent ourselves. So stop getting up there talking about how you represent us. You're not even a Chicagoan. You're from Elgin. So we don't need you representing us. We represent ourselves just fine, because I'm a natural born citizen right here in Chicago, and I can represent it better than you can. So you need to stop with all this blah, blah, blah. And let me tell you, you don't have to do that for us, because you're not like us. Let's take a little Kendrick Lamar and throw it up in here too.
That's how you do it, all right. All right.
Thank you very much for your comments.
So that is the way that the constituents talk to a politician who has whose approval rating is in the gutter. I think that's a fair way of categorizing 14%. In the gutter. Who says, I'm about to go represent y'all in D.C., and I'm going to explain why I took all of your money and I helped people hide from the federal government, even while running a budget deficit, even while not having the money to give you the services that you elected me to provide, why I took your money and helped people hide from the federal government here in Chicago. That's what happens when that politician has people who come up and talk to him. Now, y'all, I'm just reporting, okay? We're building up to something, which is March the 3rd. I believe that's the day that he'll be going to testify. We're going to see what happens. But now I'd like to hear from you. What do y'all think? If you're from Chicago, let me know. What do you think? Does this woman represent the way you feel, or do you feel that Mayor Johnson's doing a good job? Is he knocking the ball out of the park, or is he just doing the best that he can, maybe with with maybe he was dealt a bad hand and he's just playing the cards the best he can. Y'all let me know. Please do share this out. Click